Welcome. Today we're going to do a short sequence in the snow. So come into earth pose. Take a breath and settle into the snow. Settle into the earth. Open your belly, open your throat, and soften. And now bring your arms forward and pulse. Push through both arms. Sit back, press your head back, and then exhale, sit a little farther back. Inhale, rise up toward the sky. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, root back and down toward the earth with your hips. Inhale, lengthen through your central channel and rise up toward the sky. This time, sit back and spring up on your paws on your inhale. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, spring up. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise. Then come back to earth pose. Curl your fingers softly in and squeeze the two sides of your wrist toward each other, hollowing the center of your wrist. Turn your palms to face each other. Ice pick your hands, so press the little finger mounds down, hollowing the outer wrist, and you'll feel tone on the back side of your arms and the back side of your shoulders. Now cross one wrist over the other. Use your arms for resistance as you ice pick both hands again. If you're in the snow, you might find some ice and you might need to pick it to move it out of harm's way. So 2 ice picks now. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, spring up. Exhale, root back toward the earth with your hips. Inhale, rise up toward the sky. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise. Then switch, put the other arm on top. Ice pick both hands, so feel the tones in your arms and shoulders. Exhale, sit back. Push through both arms now. Inhale, spring up. Exhale, rise, root. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, spring up. Then come back to earth pose. Pause and settle. Step your legs a little wider now. We're going to do a crescent pose, a side bend. With your hips back and your head back, bring one hand to the back of your head, slide it down to the back of your neck, and then over to the other side of your neck. So you're making a hook around your neck. We call that neck hook. So this helps integrate the tissue around your neck, and it helps keep your appropriate curves. So you want to get a curve in your low back by pressing your hips back. You want to get a curve in your neck by pressing your head back. Push through both arms now and fill up your ribs, and then crescent to one side. So you're crescenting up and over to the side, and that neck hook helps keep your neck from collapsing under your shoulder here. So big heart, hips back, and head back. Crescent a little more. Lift the top ribs higher. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lengthen through your central channel, through the top of your head. Exhale, root back. Inhale, crescent. Inhale, come back up and switch. So put the other hand on the back of your neck and then slide that hand over to the side of your neck, making a hook around your neck. Push out through both arms. This elbow, this arm, fill up the back ribs. Root your hips back. Press your head back. Then crescent up and over to the other side. Sit back, head back. Lift these top ribs a little higher now. Keeping your toes softly curled into the earth. Sit your hips back, head back, crescent a little more. And breathe. Inhale, rise up. Come back to a wide stance, and then step your legs closer together, earth pose again. We'll do a balance sequence now. So stand on one leg, hover the other heel, and dig that paw into the ground. Push your knee forward and your hip back. From there, drag your heel away from your paw isometrically and lift the heel a little higher as you bring the leg up. Toes softly curled and ankle flexed. Bend slightly forward and come into a square leg. Push your knees forward and your hips back. Take your knee across the midline and widen that hip. And then bring it back to square leg and stretch it out into a wave leg in the back. The knee still stays slightly bent and you're engaging the back of your leg as well as the front. Then open the knee out to the side and lengthen that leg a little more. Wavelength leg. Then come back to square leg and put your foot back on the ground. Pause. Pause on your paws. Hover your heels and put more weight on the front part of your feet. Then settle on the other leg and dig the opposite paw into the earth or the snow. Knee comes forward, hip goes back. From there, drag your heel isometrically back and tone the back side of your leg. See if you can get the tone in your glute muscles. Then bring that leg up into a square leg. Toes softly curled down and the ankle flexed. Bring the leg back into a square leg behind you now. Push your knee down and your hips back. You could even turn the back foot out slightly to engage the outer ankle. Take the knee toward the midline now and widen the hip. And then bring it back to square leg and stretch it out into a wave leg. So the knee is still slightly bent. The leg is longer. Now open that knee out to the side, wavelength leg. Feel the wrapping of the muscles and connective tissue in your hips and in your glutes when you do that. Outer ankle engaged. Come back to square leg and put your foot softly back onto the ground. Take a breath and settle. Then step your legs wider again. Fill up your ribs. Move your hips back. Press your head back. Take one hand behind your head. Push through your arms, hips and head back, and bend halfway over, keeping the curves in your back and your neck, also in the back of your heart. And then bend forward, pick up some snow. Ooh, it's cold. And come halfway up, all the way back up. Push hips back, head back, bend halfway forward, and put the snow back on the ground, keeping the curves in your back. Inhale, slowly come back up. Switch hands. Big heart, hips back, head back. So it's 3 H's, heart, hips, and head. Bend halfway forward, fill up your ribs, hips back, belly open, head back, throat open. Bend forward more and pick up some snow, cold snow. Then come halfway up. Realign heart, hips, head. And then inhale, come all the way up. Come halfway down again. Heart, hips, head. Put the snow on the ground carefully. And rise back up, pausing halfway. Then inhale, rise up. Come back to 2 arms, horizon arms. Step your legs closer together and give yourself a hug. With a full radiant heart, sit your hips back, press your head back. Switch arms, put the other arm on top. Big hug here. Then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Namaste. Thanks for practicing.